All right, guys, let's discuss some psychology. Now, Alex Pereira beat Israel Adesanya in a kickboxing match a period of time ago. And I realize I'm stating the obvious, but the only reason I know about that is because Adesanya is the one that told me. Somebody somewhere teased Adesanya online. And Adesanya has fired back, and it's a different sport, and it's a long time ago. This really got him worked up, right? He really got emotional about it. Now, if memory serves me correctly, Alex Pereira is the one who posted the clip. It was like just a picture of Adesanya laying on the canvas unconscious. And I want to say that Pereira did this, if I have my timeline correct, before he was ever even in the UFC. So Pereira comes in and Adesanya is instantly upset. And he's talking about that's a different sport and it's a long time ago. And Adesanya made a big thing about it. That is the point that I'm attempting to make for you. I would not know that that kickboxing match happened. I also, in all fairness to you, would not care. When a guy comes over and he had a wrestling background, I don't care that he lost a wrestling match. Same thing goes with jiu-jitsu, and in this case, it would carry over to kickboxing, but Adesanya does. Now, when I'm talking to you about the psychology, let's fast forward to right now. It has been stated, and both of these guys are on the same card. July 2nd, International Fight Week. If Adesanya wins, and if Pierre wins, Pierre is taking on Sean Strickland. Those two will then be matched up. Adesanya is talking about that. Adesanya, in many ways, it appears, is looking past Jared Cannonier. He's also got the belief in Pereira that Pereira is going to get past Sean Strickland. Is that a mistake? Is it a mistake for somebody as decorated and with much on the line as Izzy Adesanya to look past any opponent, in this case, Jared Cannonier? And you really can't answer that question, guys. Some athletes need absolute focus. And some athletes do their best with anything but focus. And if you look at Adesanya, it would be very hard for you and I to imagine what makes him tick. To have his level of success and for us to put ourselves in his spot and think, what would I do in those shoes? It's very difficult. Adesanya is arguably the most successful fighter in the UFC. You could put him head to head. He's going to lose to like Kamaru Usman and some of these guys that started before him and just simply have more repetitions. But Adesanya has gone through the entire division. It's to the point where having to bring guys in and bring storylines from a different sport just because it happens to motivate him to find top contenders to take him on. And I only bring that to you because while it does appear that he's looking past Cannonier, while it does appear that while he's dismissing Pereira, he has a real belief in the competition skills of Pereira to the point that it looks like he's matching those two up down the road. Is that bad? And I know that most coaches and most beliefs would be yes. I can just tell you, as a coach, as an athlete who now goes and talks to competitive athletes today, I will tell them the benefits of really caring during training, of being absolutely focused during training, but on game day to try to care a little bit less. Try to make it a little bit playful. And one way to do that is to take the pressure off the task at hand by looking forward to a competition that's next. It's one way to do it. Also, what I just explained to you are some of the active ingredients in every major upset sport has ever seen. Not focusing, not paying attention, watching something else. And imagine being Adesanya. I mean, really think about this, guys. Really think about being in the back. You were the last fight of the night. You were the headliner. And 25 minutes before you've got to make that walk, which is going to require all of your mental and physical capabilities. 25 minutes prior to that, in the locker room on a monitor, you see your great nemesis, Alex Pereira, get his hand raised, call you out, and you know what's next. Think about that. In some cases, that's too much to bear. I've got to have my mind on what I've got to deal with, which happens to be Jared Cannonier. Oh, by the way, I'm a human being, and my mind is no longer on Jared Cannonier. A portion of my brain, call it 15%, call it 25%, is now on Alex Pereira. It's now on after I beat Jared Cannonier and I grab the microphone, I must respond to what was just said about me by Alex Pereira, who, by the way, is now stress-free, sitting in the audience in his street clothes and taking in my match. It's a lot. It really is. So where is Adesanya's head, guys? And tell me this too. Correct me if I'm missing this. I don't see Pereira talking a lot about Adesanya. I believe, this is off my head, but I believe that Pereira is the initial person to post the photo of Adesanya in that kickboxing match laying unconscious. I'm not confident I could tell you, even in a multiple choice offering, anything else that Alex Pereira has ever done. I know his managers are pushing him into a title fight. I know that his training partners, use Glover Teixeira by an example, are talking him up and pushing him into this. I know that Dana White sees something special, believes in him, and I believe has made this match that Pereira's got with Sean Strickland a #1 contenders bout. But I don't remember Alex Pereira actually coming at Israel Adesanya, saying, I'm going to beat you, saying I am next, saying I should be the true champion. I just don't remember him doing those things. So what does that mean psychologically? I have different guesses. I think it's a very good thing for Adesanya that he has some kind of a motivation. I think it's a very good thing that Adesanya sees what's in front of him. When you are as cloaked in success and decorated in victory as Izzy Adesanya, what makes you get up and what makes you want to get better? Well, there's few things more helpful than having an opponent, than having a hill that you still want to climb. I'm just asking you guys, is this two ways? Is Alex Pereira out there instigating something with Adesanya that I'm not seeing? Is he out there talking about, I'm the best here and I'm willing to prove it and soon I'm going to get to you? Because I don't feel like he is. Am I missing that? And if he's not, why not? If we're just talking about the psychology, why is Alex Pereira, who is believed to be one win away from having the opportunity of a lifetime, why is he not demanding it more? How did he get to this position without being the one to ask for it? How did he do it with other people doing that asking for him? I think the psychology is very fascinating. And I think that Adesanya is in a very hard spot, particularly if you just close your eyes for a moment and you really picture yourself in the moment that I just described, which is Adesanya in the back, going to walk out last to headline an event, to put up his championship, when now part of his brain is stuck on what he believes is to be his next opponent, his greater nemesis, and he's been verbally called out. It's an interesting spot. It would require a lot of toughness, and I don't mean physical, I mean mental. And it may be, we're only a couple weeks from finding out, it may be the exact scenario that Adesanya finds himself in.